Before you start over, right? I mean, I just wanted to kind of one congratulate you, obviously, on hitting the Century Club and doing it in actually quite record time. I think almost like your second month with us was. I mean, the space at which you've implemented and moved is like fabulous, and I think inspirational for others. So I think we just wanted to kind of capture your story, just trying to see. Like what you were doing prior to the program, what all you've tried, and then what's really worked for you during this, right? If you can help us document it, right? So yeah.
Sure, yeah, as you know, Ishwar, I moved to India last year, right? In June of last year. So I was busy with some stuff, most of last year, like from June to December of last year. So I was taking care of that stuff, some in the United States, some in India. And then I was busy with that stuff until about April of this year as well, April of 2024. So before April 2024, I wasn't really it was always in my mind to build a program which would help others, but I haven't really built anything by that time. It was just an idea in my mind. Okay. So what I was doing, until April 2024 is to try to post regularly on social media. I have a YouTube channel, I have an Instagram, account. So I was posting useful stuff using editors to, make some edits and trying to post engaging stuff on my accounts just to let people know that there is somebody out there who can, who knows a little bit about health and how to take care of ourselves, right? So that's what I was doing prior to April
Did that
2024.
work? I'm just trying to get a sense of, like what kind of did your follower base, or was it working? Like, were you able to spread your message wide, or or was it a little bit of a struggle? Just trying to gather that.
No, it wasn't working as well as I thought it would. It was growing very, very slowly, and you can say it was probably not working at all because I think most of the subscribers are probably people I know, like my friends and family members. They were not really like, organic subscribers, like completely new to me. Maybe there were like 10 to 20% of them were organic subscribers, but most of them are like my colleagues, my friends, and things like that. So it wasn't really working until April 2024 while I was doing that. I still continue to do that, maybe post like couple of videos a month, something like that. So I'm still continuing to do that. Uh, um, but to answer your question, that's what I was doing until April 2024. And actually, in April 2024 is I got completely free of all my, responsibility. Not responsibilities is probably the wrong term, but whatever I needed to take care of until that time, some stuff in US, some stuff in India, I was like, I got completely free where I could do now, what was always in my mind to create a program. And I was thinking about, what to do. Do I need to create a website? Obviously, I wanted to also create some content just for people who join my program, things like that. It was on my mind, and that's when I actually stumbled upon your ad. And and actually, before that, I don't think I ever thought of even hiring anybody or signing up to a program like that. You were the first ad, and I joined your webinar, and I like what you did in the webinar where you created you used AI to create the website right away. And in the webinar, obviously you said that you will be holding my hand one-on-one, you'll be giving personalized recommendations. That's what I liked, and I jumped in right away because it was on my mind all the time. I just did not know how to do it, or a guide. I do not have a guide to be able to help me. And I found you, and I jumped in right away. Okay, this is what I needed. Ishwar is going to help me, so I jumped in right away. So
Awesome.
that's how it happened. And then things took off from that time. We started, creating ads slowly at a smaller budget initially, trying to, and then I started doing webinars, slowly trying to get used to the idea of presenting to a group of people. I haven't done that before. So I started out slowly. But then obviously, once you start doing something, like anything in life, you get a hang of it, right? What's working, what's not working. And obviously, you were helping me a lot, by direct Zoom meetings or WhatsApp whenever I needed you. So, I incorporated your suggestions. I came up with my own ideas and I started incorporating to see what's working, what's not working. And then, today, this month is what, fourth or fifth month of my journey,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
things are going pretty well. And obviously, you still keep giving me ideas about how to improve, which I really appreciate. My wife gives me ideas. I come up with some ideas. So I'm still in the 4 or 5 months is not too not much of an experience. I am still in the early stages of growing this. So I'm still thinking about what to do to grow this. So that's where I am
I
right
wanted
now.
to also ask you, I know, and I still remember there were these very key trigger moments, but before I share what I think were trigger moments in your journey, I just want to kind of understand what you think there were some decisions you made along the way, right? Like to boost the number of leads and how many you were going after, right? Because you started, everyone starts very, safe. They're like they're not sure what's happening yet, and things like, but you
Right.
realized early on a few things. So if you can kind of share that, whatever your learnings were, it would be super useful.
Sure, sure. Obviously, the first thing is number one important thing is to have the expertise. Without that, you cannot do anything. And I think you mentioned it pretty clearly in the webinar. You cannot give people expertise. You need to have it, right? So, with my credentials and all that, I had a very good background of, solving like chronic disease problems and helping them out. So that really is helpful to have background. And the second most important thing, I think, is to just let people know that you're out there. If they don't know that you're out there helping, trying to help people, how would they even know, right? For them to sign up for your program, they have to know that you exist. And that's the second and that is the very important realization, I think, where I started spending more on ads, because initially I did a couple of webinars where only, few people were showing up, although a lot of people were joining the WhatsApp group. Not everybody was showing up. Maybe 20% or 25% of the people who joined the WhatsApp group were showing up. And I just thought that that was not enough. And then I started spending more on ads, and that's where, more conversions started happening. And even to this day, I still believe that, that's probably one of the most important things, or two of the most important things are first having credentials, and the second is to just advertise. Okay, if you don't advertise, people will not know that you're there, and it won't work.
That's awesome. Like because I remember that time as well, right? Where you just said, listen, this just being safe with the number of leads I'm generating is like crap. I just went all out suddenly, right? So you just decided to step on the gas. And I know that that was a crucial moment because it also, I guess the way I look at it is you feel a little better when there's like 50 people in the room, 100 people in the room. You're also that much more, like
Right,
sprightly
right.
in your step. At some level, you like, yeah, okay, finally I have like a decent audience here. Like if you
Decent
have
crowd,
five,
yeah,
10, you're just
yeah.
like, what am I doing with my life? Kind of question comes in, right? So,
Right,
but this is like absolutely awesome. I want to thank you, of course, for being taking all of the steps that were required and also sharing what are these kind of key moments in the journey. I also noticed that in your journey there was obviously this month one where things were not month one, month two perhaps, when things took off, right? Then month three, month four was a little, like it was in shaky territory, right? And then again month five is, like it's like suddenly it's almost like that, this, like that peak, right? And this is actually going to keep happening, huh? Because you will be at this level, then it'll go down because you're running some experiments, right?
right,
Until the experiment works, that next big jump doesn't happen.
right,
Right. So of course,
right,
we try and simplify the experiments, but at the end of the day, lots of forces come together to make this work. So,
right.
but I wanted to kind of, yeah, if you have some thoughts around that experiments or anything that just helped
Sure.
the takeoff, right? Yeah.
Sure. Right. So in month one and month two, like you said, month two worked really well for some reason, maybe it was my credentials, maybe for something else, but month two worked really well. And then I started, and even, when you reached out to me at that time, I said, let me duplicate this because I want to take this, as okay, I'm successful now, and I can just keep repeating this. So even at that time, I said, okay, let me duplicate this. Can I continue to do this? And it happened to a little bit of an extent, but not to the extent that I was hoping for in month 3 and month 4. And then we had this Zoom call where you said, the more webinars you do, the more conversions you'll get. It's as simple as that. So that's what I did in the last month, where I had like more sales. And previously I was doing 2, maybe 3 webinars in a month. Last month I did 7 webinars.
Got
And
it.
for me to be able to do that, obviously, I spent a lot on ads as well. So that's where advertising came in. So I spent on advertising, and then I did more webinars on top of that. And those are the two things which worked in unison, and yeah, we're seeing the result.
Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, obviously, you have a very, very noble mission, right? So kudos to you. Obviously, we all want to see you like right out there, not just because, I mean, of course, numbers are numbers, but there's also impact that is being created, right? Which is the real beautiful thing that you leave behind, right? So I think just the number, I've also seen the success stories and I've seen your webinars already in this period of time. You've managed to solve this problem of cholesterol for so many folks, right? So you have already done that. So kudos to you. Just keep going. I think super excited to see this in the next phase, and I think we're just going to have to take this to the world because it works, right? So
Right.
your solution works, and more people should know about it. So we'll keep working at it to kind of get it there. Thanks a lot for sharing, these tips, because of course there are folks getting started on their journey, and you just sharing those small tweaks that kind of helped you in your trajectory really helps, right? So yeah.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah. I'll keep doing that. Thanks so much, Ishwar.